Robin Davies crossed the landing and went into the bathroom, where his father, a stocky dark man in his early 50s, stood at the wash basin shaving. It was exactly 7:30, and under terms he had himself laid down, Mr. Davies should have been just off to finish dressing. But he lingered, left hand in trouser pocket, going over tricky bits again with his razor and looking at his melancholy face in the folding mirror on the window-sill. "Morning, old boy," he called cheerily enough to his son's reflection there. "Hello, Dad," said Robin without much warmth. "I shan't be a moment. You can start on your teeth." There was not much room to reach past for his brush and the tin of pink powder, but Robin managed it and was soon cleaning his teeth into the bath. Its taps were at the window end, so to do this he had to stand a little closer to his father than seemed natural. But Mr. Davies was in no hurry to leave, slowly washing out his razor, while still staring at himself in the glass. After a moment he broke into song in his pleasant light baritone. "This ill-fitting cuirass is but a useless mass. It's made of steel and weighs a deal." In time to spare himself a repeat of the first piece of information, Robin interrupted in a louder and harsher voice. "I know for certain, the one I love, I'm through with flirting, it's you that I'm thinking of." "Here, half a minute, old chap, I think that's very uncalled for," said Mr. Davies reasonably. "There I was, quietly singing away to myself, almost under my breath, you might say, and you come butting in half bawling your head off. Did you have to do it, or what?" "I don't know." "Worried about exams, are you? Is that it?" "No." Robin had seen all along he would have to apologize, but felt no repentance, so he said neutrally, "Sorry, Dad." "You don't sound very sorry to me," said his father with more emphasis. Robin rinsed his toothbrush under the bath tap and said again, "Sorry, Dad." "Well, all right, we'll agree to call that adequate for this time in the morning, though I must say it doesn't sound so very different to this pair of ears." With an air of great weariness, as though every movement went deeply against the grain, Mr. Davies laid out his shaving kit on the tiles of the window ledge. Razor, currant blade, open packet of blades, soap stick, brush, glass tumbler round the inside of which he would rub blades past their best but with some life left in them. He went on, "It's not much fun, you know, being on the receiving end of one of your attacks of EMP. Dear, oh dear, it reminds me so clearly of how your Uncle Peter used to behave when he was a boy." EMP, Robin knew well enough, stood for early morning peevishness. He said quickly, "I don't know what I can have meant." As hoped, this form of words was taken as an adequate apology, though he could have done without being heartily assured that that was more like it. Anyway, Davies Sr. now quitted the bathroom with no more than a routine caution against hanging about half the morning. Having removed traces of his father's beard from the wash basin, Robin poured into it from an enamel jug the now lukewarm leftover of shaving water and soaped his hands and face, not forgetting his neck. He was not in fact an only child, but the absence from the household of his married sister and employed, digs-inhabiting brother certainly helped him to understand what it was like to be one. At 14 years old to sister's 23 and brother's 21, he supposed himself the child of his parents' middle age. It was not that he felt unwanted in any way. Far from it. So far from it that before now he had thought with longing of what it must be like to be unwanted at least some of the time, like 6 days a week. He had reckoned that offered the choice he would have agreed to be wanted on Sundays. Now he took a little of his father's brilliantine and splashed water more generally on his fair hair. Peering round the door, he saw the landing was empty and hurried across to his bedroom. A moment afterwards he heard his father, now on his way downstairs, dispensing further data about the ill-fitting cuirass. In the dining room, Robin scattered sugar, then milk, over his bowl of cornflakes. These had had malt used in their preparation, and on most mornings would have caused him some trouble to dispose of. But today a letter from his sister Marjorie dominated the breakfast table,